Pause. The internet is a miracle, Martina Varela's father always declared whenever he had Martina's mother sat down at their computer and watched soccer being played 5,000 miles away. The Varelas had moved to Texas from Buenos Aires, Argentina, right before now 10-year-old Martina was born. They left family and friends behind, but they brought along their love of soccer, football, and their devotion to their favorite team. The team was called Independiente, also known as El Rojo, the Red, which was clear every time her father put one of his many team jerseys. He loved when people asked about those jerseys. He loved explaining the long history of his beloved football club. Founded in 1905, Martina could recite along with him, for she knew as much about El Rojo as she did about any school subject. Her father also always said that if the internet had been around decades ago, his own parents might have immigrated to the US. But since it wasn't, they couldn't bear to leave Independiente behind. I'm just glad they didn't come from, like, Australia, Martina confided to her best friend, Angie. In response to Angie's puzzled look, Martina said, "There's only a 3-hour time difference between us and Argentina, so Argentina's evening matches start here in the afternoon. Australian ones, well, they'd start in the middle of the night." "And your parents would stay up to watch?" Angie said. Martina nodded. They they cheer so loudly they wake up the whole neighborhood. "They cheer as much for you," Angie pointed out, "at our games." Angie and Martina were teammates in their soccer league. Martina wished her parents would be a little quieter, for she knew her play didn't merit their roars. She was small and slow, especially compared to Angie. Angie was a jaguar out there on the field, outrunning everyone. Martina felt like a little donkey trotting along, trying to keep up. One day, after a typically hopeless practice, Martina complained to her mother, "Maybe I should just quit soccer." Her mother gasped as though Martina suggested quitting life itself. Martina said, "I'm so slow, I keep letting the team down." Her mother crossed her arms and said, "Is that all? Isn't that enough? Well, you can get faster and probably will once you grow, but you can also get smarter." She took Martina to the computer and tapped out a search for, of course, videos of old Independiente games. "Now, look at this man, Ricardo Bocchini. You know that name." So, boys and girls, this is Ricardo Bocchini right here on the screen. Martina, of course, knew that name. Bocchini played for Independiente for 18 years, and he retired in 1991. Her father had a jersey that had once belonged to him, and Martina wouldn't have been surprised for some day that jersey got its own seat at the dinner table. Did her mother think she didn't pay attention to anything? "Mom," she said, "how could I not?" Her mother asked, "But what do you actually know about Puccini?" "Why, I bet he was like everybody else in Argentina." Martina groaned. "Fast, with a great shot. He probably scored 1,000,000 goals or something." "No, terrible shot. Couldn't score, not fast and short, just like you." She stopped for a moment and gazed at Martina. "So, how do you think he had such a great long career, huh?" Martina sighed at the soccer quiz, but tried to think. Her mother said, "Exactly. Exactly what? You didn't answer right away. You paused. What are you thinking about?" Bocchini's special skill, he was master of la pausa, the pause. Right before a pass, he'd hold the ball, even for a split second, to see exactly what was happening in front of him. Then he would send the ball right there where it needed to go. He didn't have to be fast or big, he just had to think. Martina sat at the computer for quite some time, watching Bocchini, watching him think. During her next game, she looked for an opportunity to try La Pausa, and so it came. The girl defending Martina's slow dribble was moving just a little too fast, and Martina paused. The defender missed the pause and kept moving, creating a space between her and Martina. Martina surveyed the field, but because her view was now completely clear, she saw Angie was open to the left of the goal. So Martina waited for just one instant more, then drew back her leg and sent the ball on its way. They lost 2-1, but their only goal came on that play. Angie received Martina's pass just as the goalie turned her head away to look toward Martina, probably wondering what she was waiting for. Afterward, Angie said, "Where'd you learn that little pause move?" "Or our old football videos on the web," Martina told her. "Well," Angie said, "the next time you start picking up historical tips." She paused, clearly on purpose. Martina laughed. "Next time what?" "Call me so I can come over and pick up those tips too." All right, boys and girls, now it's time to go ahead and work on your Pear Deck.